Alright, what's going on, everyone? We are dropping into Anarchy Acres right now. I'm recording this voiceover after the gameplay. It's a pretty funny game. I think, you know, I start off playing fairly aggressively, and I get caught in the middle of the map, and I took the high ground, but then, after a couple gunfights, I'm I've got bad positioning, pretty bad positioning against maybe some medium skilled players, and I got scared. Okay, instead of keeping up the momentum, keeping the aggressiveness up, I kind of sit back and I play like a really conservative style. It ends up paying off. I mean, I'm not like completely proud of it, but I wanted to put it out there, especially the final kill. I thought was pretty funny. I would have been pissed if I got killed the way the guy that gets killed, um, how he ends up dying. So, anyways, here we are, Anarchy Acres. I landed on the little barn, and I know that there's one guy with me. So right now I'm just trying to like loot up, get as much ammo as I possibly can. Try and find a shotgun. Try and find some shield. I end up not finding any shield. So I know that he landed at least somewhere over towards the main house, and I'm just trying to like try and get a little bit of positioning. I know that I'm light on material, so I'm kind of keeping that in mind. Like, I can't really get into a build fight. I just kind of have to get good positioning or figure out where he is to kill him. And then at this point, I think I realize, like, oh shit, okay, there's actually a second guy here. So I try and figure out where he is as well. I can see that he landed at the horse stables. So at this point, it's kind of like figuring out in my head, okay, who is the higher skilled player? Who do I need to deal with first? Since the circle is behind me to my south, I kind of want to deal with the guy that's further away so I can push back in. It doesn't really pay off. You'll see in a second what I'm talking about. Because now I'm sort of highlighting myself. I've crusted the sort of the military crest of this barn. You can see there, I just get lit. So that was bad. I'm down to like 7 HP. This guy's pushing up because he knows where I am. I drop. I get lucky because the guy that shot me first goes after the guy that had landed at the little barn. So I'm going to heal up. I'm going to take that opportunity to get back to 100 and kind of figure out how to play this. I'm looking at the kill feed. I know the other guy's dead. So I'm going to try and make my move, figure out where he's at. He's got high ground. I'm going to go back into the main house and sort of reset. I probably should have picked up that C4. That could have been useful. Now he screws up right here. He followed me down. Now he's got low ground. And, I put 3 shots on him and take care of that guy. Had he stayed up, it probably would have been a little bit better for him. But he didn't. So I win that first engagement. I know the other guy's dead too, so I'm going to go loot his body. And start figuring out, like, okay, where do I need to go next? This circle's actually is really great for Anarchy. And I like it too because you can just sort of push the center of the map and kind of towards Dusty, and there's going to be people there for sure. Like, people are going to be coming in from Tilted. People are going to be coming in from Retail. People will be coming up from, obviously, if anyone landed at Dusty, and there's some high ground. So there's a lot of avenues of approach into the to the middle of the map, so there's going to be a lot of people. At this point, I'm just like, okay, well, what I got to do is I got to loot up pretty quickly and start pushing in. Got to start collecting ammo. Ammo and I'm always really thinking about ammo and material. I actually care less about like, the quality of the weapon. You know, I don't really care if it's a green AR, a blue AR, a purple SCAR, you know, whatever. I'd rather have more ammo and more materials than, you know, an epic or a legendary weapon. I mean, of course, those are going to give you like an advantage in a gunfight, particularly later in the game. Like end game, yeah, going into a gunfight with a gold SCAR, purple SCAR, blue AR, and like a blue pump is going to help you a lot, but at this point, like kind of early game into the mid game, I'm looking for ammo, material, and really other people to kill, because that's going to be my best bet at really looting up and putting myself in a position to win the game. I got a purple SMG, which I really like. I mean, I just think they're pretty OP, especially when you've got like a green pump or a blue pump in front of it. It can make for a pretty lethal combination. I've also got a med kit, but I'm looking at that shield, and I'm like, I gotta get shield. I gotta find somebody to kill. So I keep pushing south. This is usually a fairly good area, like right towards the the broken down house that's just north of that big mountain in the center of the map. This is usually an area where people are going to converge. And so I know this. I also think like, okay, I can move to this POI at Dusty and maybe find one person. And sure enough, I stumble upon a guy here, and I can see him just to the left. You'll see him leaving Dusty, moving to the north. He doesn't see me, so I'm not going to build. I'm going to put a couple shots on him. Great shots. And now I'm going to start building up. Switch to the shotgun, build up. He's taking shots. And there, put a shotgun on him. Yeah, 2 ARs on him. Yeah, with that purple SMG. You know, I don't think he was a very high-skilled player, but he had some decent loot for me. Get some shield out of it, which is great. And I also get blue AR, which is excellent too. So, the one thing that he didn't have for me was material. That's not the worst thing in the world. He did have a blue AR, which is cool. So now I'm just thinking like, okay, well, I got to go find somebody else to kill. I need more material, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking at areas where there's building. Maybe I can find somebody that's in a gunfight and, you know, sneak up on them when they're weak. I personally hate when that happens, when I'm playing solos or squads or whatever, and like, you know, I get into a gunfight and or 2 gunfights back to back, and then like out of nowhere these little rat type guys come out and they catch you when you're weak. That's not my favorite. But you know, look, it's a pretty effective strat if you're playing this game. You know, you catch people when they're looting. You know, they probably haven't shielded up. They're just going for that loot. They probably haven't healed up, so they're gonna be pretty weak there. I see a guy on the top of Dusty. That's, to me, I could go for him, but you know, the thing about Dusty and fighting there is you're really highlighting yourself, like even more so than up here on the mountains. And it's kind of well, I'll come back to that in a second. So I catch another guy move into this drop. He had no idea. He didn't even hear me. Like I thought I was going to do something kind of funny. I just decided to put him down with the AR. Pop this chest, gold sniper, which, you know, I know some people love it. If it was a gold bolt, I probably would have taken it. Um, but with the way I'm going to be playing this game, it's not really. I don't really need it. So, anyways, back to Dusty. I'm not a huge fan of Dusty and fighting there, just because I think that there's a lot of people or a lot of places to hide. They can hide underneath you in the actual depot itself, and you're highlighting yourself. So you're kind of you're not giving yourself a lot of options in terms of building. There's a blue pot. I have 4 little pots, which I kind of, at this point, it's a toss-up. Like, I could have gone for that, just drop the 4 little guys for the 1 big, but, I like, in solos at least, keeping the little ones because you can shield up real quick and get back into a gunfight. Had this been squads, I would have dropped those little guys for the big pot. So right now I'm looking, try to get a feel for where everyone's at, and now I start taking shots from behind, from the south. So I jump up, just build a real quick 1 by 1. Now he built on top of me. I've got the material though to sort of block him out. I can hear him. I kind of have an idea of where he's at, and I've also got a lot of traps. And these are all the things that I've sort of ID'd at this point. Right now, even though he's above me, I at least feel like I have the advantage. Because I can hear him. There's only a couple of ways he can actually come into this little like basement base I've built. And I can also build out really quick because this is all mine. So if I do get in trouble, I can edit a piece. I can edit one of these walls. I can edit one of the ceiling tiles, and I can get out on him. So, and you can see me right now. I'm looking to see exactly where he is. I can hear him moving around, and he's hyper focused on me. So he's putting himself at a disadvantage because other people at this point with this circle, they're for sure going to be coming trying to take the high ground. I'm not in the most ideal position, but finished him off with the purple pistol. He almost had me there, actually. I probably should have built a vertical wall, but I didn't. I saw that the purple SMG was melting him. So another guy, he pushed. He's up top. He knows where I am. But now he's going to get pushed too. Which kind of saves my ass. So it gives me an opportunity to heal up. And reset for a second. I'm good on material. I have like 600 steel, 400 brick. I'm going to grab that purple shotgun in a second, at least. Peek a little bit. Try and figure out where everyone's at. I mean, I know they're above me. I think at this point I realize, like, okay, I've got traps too. I know he's literally directly to the north in a gunfight. And he's trying to figure out where I am. So now he's getting shot. They're both gonna drop down. So I could have probably edited that piece and taken them both out. I didn't, because I was scared. And I could have followed that guy, but he built a brick wall. So now there's someone else shooting up. There's a guy behind, above me, which I'm still aware of. Just figure at this point, since no one's really like, they know I'm around, that's for sure, but they haven't really ID'd me. You know, they know that someone's below them, but I'm not really, you know, I haven't engaged them directly. So I just keep building a couple walls, trying to figure out where everyone's at. An astronaut right there. The reason I don't push him is because I know there's people behind me. I know there's people behind me, and I know there's people above me. Where I'm at right now is the safest spot. Now, I could have killed that guy for sure, but I don't know if I would have been putting myself in a see right there, like that guy's building up. Had I gone for him, I would have maybe put myself at a weaker position had I done it. So basically, I'm gonna go firm, as they say. I'm gonna go firm in this little basement base that I built. If this guy shows himself, I'll pop shots, but he doesn't. He sort of stays behind. He stays behind those vertical walls. And most of the players at this point have like forgotten about me, or they're not really thinking about me. They don't see me as a threat because I'm not engaging them directly. So everyone's kind of set in their bases at this point. Tron Boy jumps, he gets shot at. He jumps down, just trying to like get to cover or something. And one of my traps get him. I hate getting killed by traps, but you know, they work. They work. I think trap. If you die though, I think your trap should go. You know, that's the thing that's really annoying to me. Is, and like sure you can look for it, but like when you're in the mid game and you know run into a house or whatever, and there's some random trap from a dead guy, yeah, that's kind of annoying. Only because when you're looking for traps, it slows you down. And I like keeping the momentum. I like keeping the the aggressiveness a lot of the times. Even though I'm not doing it here, I'm hiding like a little bitch. You know, this guy knows I'm around. He doesn't know where exactly. And I'm hiding. All right, it's like final 3. I don't want to blow it. I don't really like my positioning at all. At this point, I'm like, this is not ideal. But just as that happens, just as that guy leaves, I figure out where the third guy's at, which is important. Because then I've ID'd pretty much where everyone is on the map. He's right there in that old.
God, I stayed in the same fucking spot this whole game.
Yeah, see, there you can hear me in game. So this guy's gonna push on the Tron. I figure like, okay, well, let's get into it. I've got the material. Let's build up. As that happens, bam, I start taking shots. I don't know how I only took 50 damage there. I think I should have been dead, but I got lucky on the fall, and I'm going to heal up. So as they heal, or as I heal, I look at the kill feed, hear the gunshots, final 2. So he's got the high ground, but he's not in the circle. So I'm thinking right now, actually, just, you know, get into the circle, build a 1x1, and try and take him on. Because he's going to have to come down, and pretty quickly. Like if you look at the clock, it's at 3 seconds. So I know exactly where he is. I know he's above me. And I think he's going to just start building the little pieces along. I mean, he builds a ramp, which was pretty stupid. And there's the game.
Oh my god.
You know, so pretty cheap way to win, I think. Particularly in mid game, I could have been more aggressive, but I ended up getting the win. And probably because it was just knowing where all the players were. That was the most important thing. I was looted up. I had enough material, to get by. I had a really good weapon set, gold scar, purple SMG, a couple med kits, and some shields. So I was pretty well. I was set for the end game, but so much of that end game is, are you gonna play it smart versus are you gonna play it aggressive? I can't tell you how many times I'll carry my momentum and my aggressiveness into the final 5 players or whatever, and sometimes that's just not the way that you've got to play to get a victory royale. Sometimes you need to take a second, reset, figure out where all the players are at, who are the real threats, who are the fucking alpha players out there, the true gunfighters, and they're the ones that you need to be concerned about, not the potatoes. I don't think anyone in that final 5, I don't think any of them were crazy high skilled players. We were all probably at the same skill level, because I think a crazy high skilled guy could have just come in and sweep this all up. But anyways, that just gives you a little idea of what I'm thinking in some of these games. I'll post more solo gameplay and squad gameplay, but it gives you an idea of what I'm thinking when I go into these. I'm also going to start, I'm not just going to post royales. I'm going to post of me getting fucking smoked, because I think that's just as good to learn from. Learn from your mistakes, and you can maybe learn from my mistakes and not make the same ones yourself. So anyways, that's it. That's all I got. I'll see you guys later. Bye.